In this video, I'm just going to do some no-frills Amazon PPC optimization. You're just going to see how I optimize my Amazon PPC campaign from beginning to end. So this is a relatively new account that I've got. So you can see like the sales is relatively low. I've been optimizing it for like maybe the last month or so. And basically my weekly optimization consists of like three things. Bid ops, right? Add search term and add negative keywords. So like all this, sounds pretty easy, but doing it all in scale is a little bit complicated. But to show the viewers how I think about optimization, I will just do the optimization for one product. So you have like an idea that just on a more granular level, how you can optimize your Amazon PPC. At the end of the day, it's not rocket science. Once you figure it out on an ongoing basis, it makes sense to you, and then you can see your ACoS go down. And if you're lucky enough, you could see the amazing effect of seeing your ACoS go down and your sales shooting up. So let's get started. Okay, first of all, let's optimize your manual campaigns. So the first step is the bid ops, right? So the bid ops is basically you're gonna change the bid on your first of all your manual campaigns. Let me go to a manual campaign. Let's just do this for one of our ad groups. Okay, so first of all, you have to choose the right range. So what I like to do is that most of the times I like to pick the range of 60 days, right, minus 3 days. Because why minus 3 days? Because there are 3 days where Amazon will might change your attributions for your orders due to refunds and payment failures. Okay, so first of all, let's start optimizing. Let's optimize this one first. Right, this is our broad match. And again, the date range I will select, so last 60 days. So I like to do like last 60 days minus 3 days. So that would be 29. So I didn't get it exactly. Okay, I probably didn't calculate it exactly right. Start date, so today, let's see, today minus 3, so that would be on the 19th, and then I want to subtract 60 days. How much is that? So November 20th. So my date range would be from November 20th to the 19th. So that's like normally the date range I choose. I like to choose like a longer date range because I just want to like even out the potential fluctuations there are on like a week to week, potentially even month to month basis. The only time I would do like maybe 30 days or less is maybe during like times of like high like Christmas, or times where there's a lot of movement on a period over period. That's the only time I would like do like 30 days or potentially even less. Okay, so this is the data I got after selecting 60 days minus 3 days, and I'm gonna go ahead and just optimize. So just to let you know, my target ACoS in this case will be 35% target ACoS. So in this video, I will not get too much. Talk about too much about target ACoS. I think maybe I can link some material in this video. But I select 35% target ACoS mainly. That's like more or less the profit margin of the product. So the optimization formula is, I think it's a lot of times it's made out to be more complicated than it has to be. So I see a lot, in the Amazon PPC community that the most optimized bid is this formula: price conversion rates times target ACoS percentage. But there's actually an easier formula to do this. That would be a target ACoS divided by current ACoS times or cost per click. All the information is within this dashboard right here. So you don't have to go get your price of like your product from your Seller Central to calculate it. And I think like this formula is like much easier for you to use than like this one. So this is the formula that I would veer towards. So your target ACoS, that would be this one right here, 35. That's the one that you set. Your current ACoS basically is your applied ACoS based on your current orders here. Right. And so basically that is like the set of the formula that I would use and the set of data points that I would use plug into my optimization formula. Okay, and another note about optimization: you want to give each keyword a chance, right, for conversion. So what you want to do is that you don't want to optimize your bids when there's less than X amount of clicks, right? There's an X amount of clicks. So for example, your product has like a 20% conversion rate, then the chances are you probably need around like 7 to 8 clicks before someone buy your product. So that would be the number that I would use before I would make any decision. So if your conversion rate goes up like higher, like 50% for example, then your threshold before you want to make a decision gets lower and lower. So in this case, what you can do is go to your Seller Central business report, see the conversion rate of your product. In this instance, right, my product is 20% around. So what I would do, so basically I would work that into reverse. So I would do like maybe like 1 divided by 20%. So that would be 8. So that would be the 8 clicks that I would use as my threshold before I make a decision whether I want to up bid or down bid. Right? So in this case, so let's just go to this particular campaign and let's start optimizing. Okay, here we go. So so what you can do is that you can instead of like calculate this manually, what you can do is just like download the spreadsheet by going to export, open the file. As you can see, basically your data here matches what is into your dashboard. So what is your formula? So what you need to do, so like optimize bid. So well, if you guys are not that good with Excel, you could just follow along in terms of the formula. Right. So what I said before is that again, my asterisk is that only if the particular keyword, right? Keyword has greater or equals to 8 clicks, right? That is when I want to do my my bid adjustments. Okay, so let's start with this. So we have your cost per click here, and then we have our ACoS. So what is the formula? So the formula is target ACoS, which is this, right, times this divided by your current ACoS, right, times your cost per click, right? So we have all the formula here. So we'll just highlight this as new bid. My target ACoS is what, 35% divided by this ACoS right here times your cost per click. Right, so it's just like basically lower than your current bid by a little bit. Okay. But there's another part of the formula, right? You want the situation only when your click is greater than 8. Right. So what I would do if clicks greater than equal to 8, right? Then this formula. Else, what you can say is no bid change here. Right. So you're gonna go all the way down, drag the formula all the way down, right? Okay, so basically only the formula. There we go. Right, so this is another part of the optimization I'll describe later. The situation right here. Okay, so basically what we can do is this at this point. Anything that is showing up as a number, right? I would make bid changes, more or less it matches information here. So basically, I think in this situation, I only need to make 1, 2, 3, 4 bid changes. So this one, first one, I would say I would change that to 0.29, copy it over. Second one, case, yeah, so I would do 2, 3, and then the next one is this one right here. Okay, so this one right here, I just want to especially highlight. This is a special case. So the metrics is not good. So what I would like to do in this situation is that any keywords that attribute, so this will be taken care of by this. So basically any keywords that has attributed to, like, I don't know, your greater number than your trigger number of clicks and no orders, then you probably want to, there's few things that you can go about this situation. You could add it as negative keyword, or you can downbid it very, very low, or you can pause it. So my personal preference is to downbid it really, really low, so the keyword won't completely fall off the map. So that's my personal preference. I know a lot of people pause it. There's actually no right answer for this. So basically, you want to just make sure, the high objective is to make sure that any budget allocation will not go to this particular keyword that is not doing well for your campaign. So that's the overall idea of what people would do in a situation where there's like a very poor performing keyword. Okay. So that is the bid optimization piece, right? And then the next thing is you want to add key search terms into your campaign. So let's find these search terms. So the easiest way for you to find this search term will be on going into your reports. So you're gonna create a report for your sponsored product search term, and then you're gonna use the same date range that we used previously, which is November 20th to 19th. Run this report. Okay. Download this report. Open it. Okay, now you're gonna add search terms that attribute to a sale, right? To an order that is not an exact match type. Because if it's an exact match type, there's no point because you're already bid on that exact keyword, right? And also from your auto campaign. So those are like the two sources of your potential search term report that are potentially new and you can add to your existing campaign. And so a few things that you want to filter for. First of all is the campaign that you're optimizing for. Again, match type not equals to exact. Things that have attributed to So that would be column total orders 7 days. Yeah, so I would use orders. So I would actually attribute to at least one order. Okay, so column I would be the customer search terms, and these are the search terms. And also, you can see there is like product attribution as well, right? These particular terms that you can use to plug into your existing campaign. So for keywords, for campaigns that have large movement, a lot of traffic, what I like to do sometimes is change the attribution to like 2 days instead. I mean, change the attribution order threshold to 2 instead of 1. So this way, you know for sure that these are really good search terms to use, right? If like there's 2 customers that has attributed, who searched for that search term and attributed to a sale on your particular product. So that is what I would do. So let's actually do that. There you go. We shortlisted it to keywords that are a search term that are probably more relevant to your product. So let's just copy those. So these are the keywords that I want to add a search term to your existing campaigns, right? So if you have an ad group structure that is exact, phrase, and broad, you can add your keywords that I just filtered out in each of those ad groups. My preference is to use a suggested bid. So if there is no suggested bid for the keyword you're adding, what I would use is the cost per click of the particular ad group. So in this case, it is like 61 cents. And then I would add here. Yeah, 7 added. And then I would do the same for the other ones. Okay, so your cost per click is 5. Okay, it's actually lower. Okay. Okay, judgment call. So my broad cost per click was 61 cents, but my exact is like 57. But I do want to go a bit higher than my broad bid, just to give them a chance. So 75 is okay. Okay, so that is for exact. So now let's go for phrase. Phrase. Let's see what was the phrase cost per click. That is okay. Judgment call again. So I would just say 70 is fine. There we go. So I've done basically number 2 here, which is add the proper search term. Another thing that you can do is that if you have a product attribution campaign, is to add your ASIN, your product targeting, from this list right here. So if you actually filter back, go to the spreadsheet search term, the search term report, and filter it back to one order, you can see that I have some product attributions here, which you can potentially use on your PAT campaigns, your product attribution campaigns. But for this particular product, I don't have a product attribution campaign. So maybe I'll create one, in the next video. Okay. So that's done. Okay. Now, next thing is to add negative keywords. So again, this is so when you want to add negative keywords, you want to make sure that you add keywords that are 100% not relevant to your product, right? So what I like to do is that I for this, I really like to do it manually. I like to basically look at the data and make the judgment for whether it is relevant to my product or not. So this is like where the Amazon PPC human touch comes in, right? You really do not want to bid or spend any money or impressions on keywords that are not relevant to your product, right? So let's just go back to our search term report. Okay, let's just like, what is our threshold right here? 8 clicks. So anything, so what, based on my criteria, I don't want anything that is more than 8 clicks, right? Greater or equal to 8 clicks, right? And that attributed to like 0 sales to be in the running. Greater than and equals to 8 and attribute 0 sales for me to, I don't want to like bid on those potentially. So basically I want to filter out these poor performing keywords. But unfortunately for this campaign, I don't see any of those. And in this case, I would probably won't add any negative keywords. But let's just like, just give you an example and let's just filter out this criteria for the other campaign to see what I mean. Right? Actually, wait a minute. I didn't filter out. I didn't click on 0 on that. So maybe there actually are some campaigns that are like that. Okay, and I also, okay, maybe I just need to reset my filter. Clicks greater or equals to 8, and then attribute it to 0 sales. Yeah, there is actually. Yeah, okay, I just forgot to reset my filter. Okay, what are these? So these are these ones. So what you want to do in this case is that you want to just eyeball which one are really irrelevant to your product. From what I can tell, the keywords that are really, really irrelevant to my product is this two right here. Right? These are like 100% irrelevant to my product. But the other ones in the meantime seems to kind of maybe like 50 or 60% relevant to my product. So these ones right here, right? Maybe you want to keep it and just let your let your bid optimization handle it in the future. Right? Or if you really, your goal is to really trying to like lower your ACoS, then you could think about adding these as well as your negative. So how do you want to add a negative? So you're going to go to like each one of these ad groups. So the ad groups that I just okay. So I have an auto campaign and manual campaign here. So what I would do is I'll do it on a campaign level because we know for sure that I do not want to bid on these keywords. So normally, if I am sure that I do not want to bid on these keywords, I would place the negative targeting in the campaign level. So in both cases, this is what I will do. And also to keep note, I would also do it as a negative exact as well, 90% of the time. I think like phrase, okay, you only do it in like particular circumstances for negative phrase. For example, you're selling a man's pair of jeans. That means that you don't want any keyword that has a women on it. So that is like a situation where you want to phrase, but 90% of the time you will use an exact. So that is done for number 3. So that is done for this. So yeah, basically that's more or less it on a high level, in terms of Amazon PPC optimization. This is basically the process I do every single week. So my suggestion is that you want to do this. I know as an Amazon seller, you're doing like a lot of stuff, but just make like maybe 1 hour, 2 hours every single week to just perform this task, right? Or my company that the software that I built, SellerMetrics, actually automate a lot of these that I just showed, right? So if you want to optimize your Amazon PPC at scale, you could maybe look into SellerMetrics. We have a free 14 days trial for you to use the different functions, do like a bit manual and automated bid adjustments, streamline your search term harvesting and your negative keywords. So this is it for this week. I will produce more content in terms of optimization. So stay tuned for that, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.